Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? Ha! The Rock's laying the smackdown.
The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says,
Know your role and shut your mouth.
Bonk is finally back on the menu. I'm so glad that FromSoft decided to introduce the Raider as an aggressive tank character. Putting on Havel's armor and just face tanking attacks while mashing R1 to defeat enemies faster than they manage to defeat you used to be a valid strategy in Dark Souls 1. But then FromSoft started to focus more and more on roll spam gameplay while making armor less useful. Luckily they reversed course with Night Rain and introduced two dedicated tank classes. The Guardian as a more team-oriented shield user and the Raider as a stance-breaking powerhouse. If I'm playing with friends, I will pick the Guardian to pull aggro towards my shield, to be able to revive them and to let him have more fun playing squishy damage dealing classes. But playing solo really shows just how little damage the Guardian deals compared to the Raider. Like, Warmface here can be annoying with most other classes as you need to spend some time defeating rats to get rid of the Death Blight buildup. But with the Raider, oh my god, he's just dead before he can become a problem. I also end up at max level in a lot of my runs, even if I spend a lot of time traversing the map or fighting basic mobs, because most bosses just get staggered so easily and die so quickly that I feel like I get a lot more done than with other classes. Most enemies just can't handle getting smacked down with a giant hammer, which drastically lowers the difficulty. And both his skill and his ultimate make him invulnerable, which combined with the constant critical attacks I get from staggering enemies so easily means that I'm not even taking any damage for like half of the fight. But even outside of boss fights, his ultimate is very useful to deal with large groups of enemies quickly, which can be like 10,000 runes in a single use. All my relics focus on faster skill recovery and better ultimate art charging rate, which means that I can just spam them all the time without having to wait for beneficial moments. I like that he encourages me to be greedy by just mindlessly bashing enemies to the ground, because it really fits to his savage personality. Initially I underestimated how much fun he will be, because reading his skill descriptions sounded a lot less interesting than the Duchess for example, but after playing a few rounds with both I realized just how wrong my expectations were. I don't even fear bosses that I would usually skip with other classes. I have such a large health pool with high resistances that the whole game feels so much less dangerous. I am the danger. Like, the Pumpkinhead here dies in a few hits of the Raider without any problem, but with other characters I prefer the other caves. So what I'm trying to express is that he is the easiest class to solo this game, as you are a killing machine that's hard to take down. But all you've heard in this video so far was just praise, so I would like to bring up one negative aspect, and it's probably not something you expected. Have you noticed that I'm always wearing Havel's armor in all of these clips? That's because from a role-playing perspective he fits perfectly to the playstyle. Unlike the Onion Knight, who's a coward that hides behind a shield instead of just tanking the damage with his face. That skin is a huge flavor fail, as it would fit much better to the Wilder than the Raider. I would have preferred Vengal instead. With or without head. Yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. I just really enjoy how Night Rain fleshed out the various playstyles and made tanks a lot more interesting with both the Guardian and the Raider. If you are still on the verge of buying this game, I would highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. You can leave now. The rest of this video are just fun clips that I wanted to include, but my script turned out much shorter than I anticipated. Thanks for sticking around. Goodbye.